story, The Phantoms of Wangsa Maju. We call them phantoms because they only appear in names on the electorate roll, but you couldn't find them from addresses they claim they live there. They only appear when called upon by their master on the day of election. 4,000 of these kind of phantom voters were moved into Wangsa Maju last year, and another 1,000 this year. Since they exist only in names and do not present physically, therefore it is not unusual to find more than 20 of them in one address. In one particular case, 77 names were registered in one tiny workshop. We also came across 20 voters of different races, Malays, Indians and Chinese, men and women, all share a tiny flat. Stuck to Malaysia, no problem. Our Ghostbuster team went door to door to check on 1,500 of these phantom voters and confirm with the house owners or the people who stay in the house that these phantom voters have never stayed in the house and they do not know them. A crime has been committed here. According to the general election regulation, the address in the electoral roll must be similar to that in the IC. In other words, anyone who wants to change his polling station must first change the address in his IC. Then he must submit the change of address form to the SPR office or the post office, and at the same time showing the change of address in his new IC. In changing the address in the IC, you cannot simply put any address because the National Registration Regulations stipulate that the address on a person's IC must be the residential address of the person. These voters who do not stay in the addresses as shown in their ICs have obviously given false information to JPN. Providing false information to JPN is an offense under the National Registration Regulations as well as a penal code. We have lodged 4 police reports against these voters who use false addresses in their IC. We have submitted 1,429 names of phantom voters whom we have verified on our site visits. And we expect the police to conduct investigation on the rest of the 3,500 suspected phantom voters as well. The police must take these reports seriously for 3 very important reasons. Firstly, the massive transfer of voters using false information with the purpose to manipulate the election results rob the genuine voters in Wangsa Maju their right to elect their representatives. It also destroys the very foundation of this nation, that is the democratic principle upon which the government is elected. Secondly, the registration of transfer voters involve 2 very important government bodies, that is the SPR and the JPN. My question is it possible for such a massive transfer of voters from one constituency to another constituency within such a short span of time could have happened without the collaboration of some people in the JPN and the SPR? These 2 are very important government bodies, and there shouldn't be any doubt in the mind of the riot about the integrity of these 2 government bodies. Therefore, a thorough investigation is needed to clear their names. Thirdly, it's about the security of this country. Since these phantom voters are not found in the addresses given in the ICs, their identities cannot be ascertained. Are these phantom voters really citizens of this country, or are they foreigners given fake ICs? Or more frightening, are there terrorists or criminals among them? The security of this country and the safety of the riot are at stake when a large number of ICs with false information are issued out. The police must act on it immediately.
இப்போ நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா தம்ம மலாத்தியில் வந்து ஒரு 240 பேர் வந்து இந்த எலெக்ஷனுக்கு வந்து அங்கே தங்காதவங்களை ஐசியை மாற்றி இப்படி பயன்படுத்தி பொய் ஓட்டுங்களை வந்து ஏற்பாடு பண்ணி வச்சுருக்குறாங்க. இது வந்து சரியில்லைன்னு சொன்னாக்கா
这个幽灵选民的这个问题是一个非常严重的问题。
Apa yang dikhuatiri ialah pendaftaran mereka sebagai pemilih yang menggunakan kad-kad pengenalan yang palsu.
And the nature of the increase is that many voters are put inside a single house. You can't have about a dozen voters staying in a 600 square feet apartment.
Saya harap saya tidak dapat tangkap anda ketika anda mengundi besok.